waiting patiently to share your opinions and your thoughts on developmental issues. And oh God, I really do love it when you do that. All right, so without wasting any more time, because right now time is 12 minutes past the hour of 3. And we have to run through some big stories. So many big stories today that you and I could have talked about. We could have looked at Senator Ali Ndume's statement, or statement as the case is. We could have looked at, the sudden private travel of the president. We could have looked at all of that, but time will not give us that opportunity, so we have to cut the big stories to 3. Of course, there is also the story about the cost of petroleum products coming down when the education, something like that. But my first big story is about the Rivers Guber election at the Supreme Court. Tomorrow is Judgment Day. Will the Supreme Court will give the people the full? Is it credible? Is it authentic? I mean, you help me with the choice of action now, but no, the winner of River State is by tomorrow. And wondering what we should prepare for. We cannot say lose and not place to do that. That for the justice to be able to declare the winner and losers. And when I do, given political dynamics, you've got elections with the and window who loses. How responsible will applicable situation be? So XY means does it affect the political structure? XYZ person wins. How affect political? Remember when talking about structures for the time around? We still which is me now to Nectar. And if you listen to Imidru morning, you must have listened to a very interesting conversation, I must say, because the Information Commissioner was on the show, and he said a couple of things, and the one that caught my attention, which has now made it to my big story for today, is that the River State government was ambushed. Now, I just mentioned political structure, the battle for political structure in River State that has been ongoing for about 3 months, 4 months now. And it's been between the former and the incumbent governor of Rivers State. One is saying they want to take away structure. The other one is saying there is no big enough sacrifice for peace in Rivers State. Now, any sacrifice is sacrifice enough and not too big for peace in River State. And these are some of the comments we've been getting to hear since the battle for political structure started. But however, at some point we began to sing the song of peace accord, right? Some people call it the 8th commandment, but I like to call it the peace accord. And the peace accord, had certain instructions. Some say from the president. And one of such peace accord was that, or one of the resolution in the peace accord was that all court cases from both parties be withdrawn. And the Information Commissioner, talking about an ambush, he was basically saying that we withdrew our case. However, the justice went ahead to give a judgment. The justice went ahead to make a pronouncement and declared the budget already passed as illegal, as null and void. So the question then is, because we touched on this yesterday, but listening to the Information Commissioner give an extensive explanation, one can't help but mention it on the show today and think in this direction. Is it really an ambush? Because if we have an agreement and we signed a peace accord, or we signed some resolutions, should we not be abiding to the resolution? Do you think that, like the commissioner said, the River State government has been played a fast one right now? I like to get your thoughts. We're not looking at it from the legal angles. Yesterday we touched on the legal angles, but let's look at it from the political angle today. Do you looking at it from the angle, the perspective of the peace accord, the 8-point resolution, looking at it from that angle, looking at it from the angle of withdraw all court cases? My goodness, do you think first of all, we will talk about the governor not keeping or abiding by the peace accord. I remember when we talked about it and talked about body language. But now it looks like the other party is now not keeping the peace accord, while maybe we misconstrued the body language of the governor. I'm just confused about it. So I'm throwing it out there for you to help me think on this one and tell me what your thoughts are, what your opinion is on this one. I'd like to hear. Well, let's move on now to the third story. I know I mentioned not so long ago that the president has jetted out of the country, but before he did, I think sometime yesterday, there was the talk about him saying that Nigerians should, I don't know if I should borrow the word from the former governor, should melembe. You guys should calm down, take it easy. It waits to reach your turn. And what am I talking about? The president, as quoted by some of the newspaper publications, said that Nigerians would soon begin to reap the benefits of tough decisions made by this government. And this is not the first time. This is like a reiteration. This is like the upteenth time that the president is coming out to make such statements. He did say that be patient. Soon and very soon, everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be okay. So I'm just going to read from one of the publications, and Daily Trust to be precise. It has the headline, "You will soon enjoy benefits of tough decisions, Tinubu assures Nigerians." Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has promised that Nigerians would soon enjoy the benefits of the tough but yet necessary decisions of his administration. The president made the promise on Tuesday at the State House during a meeting with the South-South Monarchs Forum led by His Royal Majesty Major General Felix Mujakperu, retired chairman of the Delta State Council of Traditional Rulers and vice chairman of the South-South Monarchs Forum. He commended the monarchs for their understanding approach to his administration's ongoing economic reforms, particularly the removal of the fuel subsidy. So he assured the traditional rulers that his administration was committed to addressing their concerns over development and environmental degradation. So you had the president there. But the question I would always ask when I hear these things is, looking at how things have been handled in the last, 8 months? May 29, January 29 is in 5 days. Looking at how we've traveled in the past few months since the inauguration of this administration, do you feel hope? The theme, the motto rather, for this administration is renewed hope. Do you feel hope? Yes, we're going through rough times. Yes, we're going through tough times. But, sometimes we need to go through the tough to be able to enjoy enough, right? We need to go through the rough times to be able to succeed and shine. What the motivational speakers will talk about, diamond and how it's gotten from dirt, and how you have to go through pain to have gain. All of this motivational stuff, right? And so the president is saying, hey, we have to go through the pain to have the gain. And I'm asking you, do you have hope, in the fact that there is a light, or there is the light at the end of the tunnel, that there is hope at the end of the tunnel? Do you see that? Do you see that with the way the government is handling things? Yes, inflation is high there. It's over 28%, 28.72% thereabout. So that translates to meaning that the cost of your rent, the cost of your food, the cost of transportation, the cost of basically living in Nigeria is very high right now. So the question is, do you have hope? Do you believe? Because if someone comes to you and says a thing over and over and over again and reiterates his promise or her promise to you, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's marriage, and says, okay, I know we're going through difficult times right now, but I promise I will never leave you. I promise I will always stand by you. And the person is always reiterating that promise. There's somewhere inside of you there's something inside of you rather that would want to believe what the person is saying. There's something inside of you that would want to, okay, maybe there's something this person wants to do in my life, and I just have to hold on and be patient. So the reiteration, does it give you that patience? I don't know, I'm asking. I don't have a commercial, so I'm just going to go straight to the phone lines and get your thoughts and get your ideas on some of these issues. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. I guess those are the numbers. I do not know if we've switched back to the smart number. Have we switched back? All right, so I've called the numbers again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. But just in case, we'll switch back to the smart number, 070-0923-0923. That's the number, 070-0923-0923. Okay, let's get your thoughts and let's talk for development. Let's see. Let's start with WhatsApp messages. Remember, you can send your WhatsApp messages to 0809-0306-416. So I guess the smart number is back. So it's 070-0923-0923. Oh my goodness. I hope I didn't get sanctioned yet again for not reading my mail. This is Man of the People greetings. Rivers Guber elections. Tomorrow is Judgment Day. Man of the People, do we have independent candidacy in our constitution? The party that sponsored Toyiko had withdrawn their petition against Governor Sim Fubara, meaning that APC has no case against the governor from Tango Ability at Toyiko. But thank God, if you read the Electoral Act as amended 2022, you would have seen where it is clear that when it comes to election matters, either the party, the candidate can, challenge the result in court. So the party and the candidate can go, the candidate on its own can go, the APC or the PDP or whatever party on its own can go as well. So that's how it works. I've got Isaac Ken, and Isaac Ken is calling from Ubumini. Let's take a listen to what Isaac Ken has got to say. Isaac Ken, welcome. What's on your mind? Please tell me.
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Isaac Ken. It's good to have you.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. In the area of our president, I think we are tired of hearing we will. What we need is action on the ground. If I may ask, since he discharged the subsidy, whatever, with rice and the other food items, how far has he gone again with the 4 billion naira in a month, according to him? That is what would have been at least giving us hope of his promises. We will. That is number one. Number two, he should please let us know the state and declare how the Port Harcourt refinery would be from now to February ending. Because this Dangote of 18, I think that there is something these people are trying to maneuver in that area. In terms of the judgment of the two courts, I think I would say that this is the strategy the FCT minister is using in his political career. Remember when he said that when time comes, they will know who is who in the River State politics. Tomorrow may be another day.
All right, thank you very much. Is it Ken Bright from Rumigbo? Welcome, Bright. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you, please.
Yes, it's on the statement of the commissioner.
All right.
That they withdrew their process or according to the resolution. Do not statement as being completely correct.
Okay. Can you hear me? I'm struggling to hear you.
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. So go ahead, please.
Good. I come to understand that what our brothers and leaders are doing, they are playing mind games.
Okay.
You remember after the resolution, maybe about 2 days that the issue at the issue came up, and he was not. Up
So-
to this moment, that's all that mattered.
Okay, so the government of Rivers State did not withdraw its case. Is that what you're saying? Because you were breaking when you were talking.
Barrister Wukocha mentioned last night, it is not in their power to withdraw.
Of course, it's not in their power,
And
yeah.
They knew that the case was not withdrawn. They are respondents.
Okay.
Don't withdraw cases in court.
True.
It is the appellant, the person who took the matter to court. So if what they did was they withdrew their applications and objections, they did that at their own volition. And the smart lawyer would have known before you withdraw a process you filed in court, it will be in the open court when the case must have been mentioned.
Okay.
So if a case was mentioned and the appellant lawyers were there, which is fine. You see the problem?
Yes,
so
I do.
Sometimes I am saying what the statement he made, it is a face-saving statement. If actually they did that, maybe they realized that the process they filed or the matter was against them, and
Okay.
they did that to save face. They're coming to tell us that you did that because of the resolution. The substantive suit was not withdrawn. Even after the Abuja Accord, the persons who took the matter to court amended their.
But what if now, Bright, I understand you clearly, but what if they were somewhere believing that the parties who petitioned, that's the House of Assembly members, would withdraw based on the fact that they had met some of the demands in that 8-point resolution? For instance, they had given them their monies, their leases allocated from that money. Go ahead.
Matt is and the group that took the matter to court. And there were calls for elections to be conducted. They amended the process and included some other respondents, some of the new people. So these other respondents should have known that these people are going on with their matter.
So you're saying they were careless?
No, I don't need they were careless. And in fact, I wouldn't want to use that word, but either they were not smart or they realized that the matter them and tried to save face with what they're telling us now.
All right,
they were aware that the matter was still going on.
All right,
it wasn't in their power to withdraw the matter. It is in the power of the person who took the matter to court to withdraw.
True.
You, your own, are to enter your defense, and if there are objections and applications you have to make, you make. If you're withdrawing those ones, you are withdrawing those ones on your own, not in ignorance that the matter is still going on in court.
All right. Thank you.
Saying this one because the judge had pointed out that they would do, and withdrawing all their objections and applications they made implies that they have consented to what was said in the original case. These ones are just issues to save faces.
All right.
I am advising implement a resolution. They know that the whole of these matters are against them because they do have the structure and the constitutional backing in the fight they are taking on.
All right.
We are not telling them the truth.
All right, Bright, thank you very much. But Bright, before you leave, I don't know if you followed us to the end of the show yesterday when I read the court petition as regarding the case we were talking about yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about that later, but just stay tuned to 92.3 Nigeria. Before I go to Daniel calling from Transamadi, I'm going to quickly read Godi Teme's message. It says Supreme Court judgment tomorrow. Rivers youths stand with Sim Fubara. May God Almighty helps us Sim Fubara to succeed. But it's not about where you stand. It's about where the pendulum will swing when the judgment is done. Daniel from Transamadi, welcome. What's on your mind? I'd like to hear from you, please.
Yeah, Kalana, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
For me, tomorrow is going to be win-win situation for Rivers people.
Explain, please.
If Tonyeku won, he will not be a slave because he's not part of the political structure or some of them that are claiming that they own Rivers State based on political structure. Even there's a speculation they may bring him in. Bringing him in will not make him a slave to anybody. He will be a governor for Rivers people. For Fubara, he has shown that he will not be a slave to anybody. He doesn't care about the structure. Rather, he wants to do the right thing. So whoever wins tomorrow will be a win-win situation for Rivers people. Then for President Tinubu, we will soon see. This is exactly the statement of his predecessor. Muhammad Buhari spent 8 years in promising. You say what?
No, I'm listening to you. I'm listening with all rapt attention.
Muhammad Buhari spent 8 good years in promising. For me, this is theory. If you, as a president, you want us to believe that we will soon see whatever you are doing for us, you give us practical analysis of what you are saying. My government have done this and done this and done this. Practically, we can see it. So month, you are going to begin to see the benefit of what we have done in agri sector, what we have done in oil sector, what we have done in so many sectors, which can be practically verifying what you are saying. Then I'll begin to believe you. This is not time for election. We will soon see 3 years will go, 4 years will go. All is just promise and theories.
All right,
that is not how a good leader does his thing. Give us a practical statement that will make us to believe in you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Daniel. For those of you who are calling, I think I misled you when I started the show. The number we're using now is the smart number, so I think we resting the GSM numbers we're using before now, which is the 0002, 0003, and then the other ones. So we're going back to 070-0923-0923. That's the smart number, and that's the number you should dial now, 070-0923-0923. And for WhatsApp, you can use the number 0809-030-6416. All right, let's get the conversations rolling. Let's see this one. I stand with Sim in tomorrow's judgment. Okay. This one said, man of the people. Rivers Guber elections, tomorrow's judgment day. I think I've read your message. Thank God ability to Igbo, so I'm going to skip that one. Let's see this one. This one says, Asito Car from our 3, my KD. You know, I know I'm tired of disturbing and asking you about our refineries. We told you since last year that the bane of Nigerians' economic suffering is worsened by our lack of functional refinery. And as crafty as our politicians are, they don't want us liberated. Hence, they are joining, strangling anything that looks like refinery. Tell the president to stop mocking and add insult to injury with his comments to us. We know we are grilled already for our sin of not accepting him. Let him allow us cry in peace as we have always done since its inception. I ask you again, KD, where's our refinery? In your words, what if it works? Hope it's working now for you. But what if it works? I mean, I'm still hopeful. I'm not hiding the fact that I'm hopeful. I hope you are as well. I've got Susie from Irema. Susie, welcome. What's on your mind? Please tell me.
Kalada, good day.
Greetings to you. Welcome.
Let me just reflect on the issue concerning the withdrawal of the matter in court.
Okay. All right. By
the governor's team. One of the speakers here used the word that they are not smart. But I agree with him. Kalada, I actually filed a suit against somebody in Omoko High Court some years back. And then while we were supposed to hear the matter for the first day, my lawyer hurriedly, decided to discontinue the matter without an agreement with the other defense lawyer. So the moment the matter was called, he tendered his application for discontinuancy. And immediately he tendered the paper for discontinuancy. The other lawyer now tendered another application, which is the defense lawyer, tendered another application. That almost threw me into problem. It was another senior lawyer who stood up and pleaded with the judge that the judge should tender justice with mercy to that effect on what that lawyer did. So this is, I want to say that except the people who actually withdraw their matter are on a precarious situation. If they were supposed to be on the other side, I believe they wouldn't have done what they did. Because the matter at Isioko, as we speak, has not been. If anybody is now resolving that the reason why this matter was withdrawn by the other team is because of the resolution.
Okay.
I even seem to disagree with that.
Okay, Susie, yeah. Hold on. Now let's listen to the commissioner.
There are two conflicting court judgments or rulings, as it were. One says maintain status quo. If you were to be in the position of government, what would you do? The other one says represent. And I've told you that in equity, the last to arrive takes preeminence. They say obey the last order. So we are waiting. Let the court of appellate jurisdiction, maybe an appellate court, should be able to direct us as to what to do. Otherwise, our lawyer is prepared to do everything without undermining the integrity of the state. Every everything that is constitutionally required, he will do for the sake of peace. And he has said that even that proclamation is not a death sentence. And he has shown it in words and in character. He has released what is due the legislators who have done almost everything that is expected to be done. And yet, it doesn't seem to me that there's anything coming from the other end. It ought to be a two-way thing.
So you had him, it ought to be a two-way thing. So maybe they were expecting. Maybe they were waiting. Maybe they were saying, it's time for us to be our brother's keeper. Let's love upon each other. What do you say now, Susie? It's laughing.
It's supposed to be a two-way thing because everybody is also doing his own thing.
Okay.
I just mentioned that the matter at Tinubu, when it was called last week, the lawyer to the governor of Rivers State said that his client did not instruct him to withdraw the matter.
I remember, yeah.
He is the claimant in that particular case. Are you getting me?
I remember.
So on this other part, these people are the claimants. So we are still having, while we are expecting that everybody should do what is supposed to be, you see, the president resolution should have been the best.
Okay.
If everybody had listened.
Okay.
Because why I think it's supposed to be the best is that the number of persons that are filing suit now in favor of the governor and making it as if the governor is going behind. So a kind of, conspire with some other people to do one or two.
Okay.
So the matter that actually was thrown away yesterday is one of such matters.
All right.
Where
Susie, I've got to go.
Returning the governor from submitting some of the parts of
all right.
to what
all right.
about.
All right.
So on this matter, now let me say that all of us should understand that what the president has done supposed to be the best.
Okay, Susie, thank you very much. Andy has been waiting. Andy from Rukwaku, welcome. What's on your mind? After Andy, I'd like to... Okay, just go ahead, Andy. Let's hear your thoughts, please.
Yeah, Canada, good afternoon.
Yeah.
I think we fail to understand certain things. That if a judgment is given now or a rule, a matter is being ruled and in favor of a particular person, that does not mean that is the end. Because that is not the final say when it comes to the appellate court. What am I saying in essence? Yes, they have ruled. Everybody will want to bring up his or her own logic. Everybody is logical in nature. We have sentiment in every aspect.
True.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
True.
So if they bring logic and say all sorts of things as far to make them believe to themselves, yes, and what they are saying is true. No doubt about it. But what we are saying in essence is, Tim Fubara had to rush to go ahead to obey according to what we have learned. If somebody had come out to say this is father and son issue, and at the end of the day they ran to the president, and the president brought out 8-point agenda which everybody has seen as the commandment of state as of today, and start to implement it all in the name that he knew that this is father and son. So what I'm saying in essence is that they have ruled in favor of them does not mean that is the final. So let's not bring out logic of how like this.
Andy, we are, relating the conversation to what the information commissioner said, right? And he said they were ambushed. And some people are saying, is it really an ambush? Because, the matter in Ishokpo court is still there. And the petitioner is the people in the River State government camp. And remember yesterday in our conversation, the lawyer, the prof, said it's only the petitioner that can withdraw a case, not the respondent or the defendant.
What was the petitioner also asked in 8-point agenda to go and withdraw matter?
Everybody withdraw your cases. That's what's there. All of you.
So that is what we are saying.
Okay.
If they had gone ahead thinking that the petitioners, the appellants, we withdraw their own matter, they had to go first. Does that mean they don't want peace?
Okay.
So what we are saying in essence is they have done their own aspect of the 8-point agenda. But finally, what we are saying in essence is we are all talking about the same thing as peace. Yes, Sim Fubara has started doing is what we are begging and asking every other party, they should do their own. That is what the bottom line is. Thank you very much.
What I'm trying to ask you is, has he really started his peace process? Has he really started his journey rather to peace in River State? That's the question some people are asking. But let's go and look at some of the messages on Facebook. Nayan Weber at Time says, good afternoon, Mr. Canada. Rivers guber election. Tomorrow is judgment day for Rivers people to triumph. Rivers Information Commissioner says, cut judgment on budget and ambush. And then you said, but yesterday the minister said they have kept their own side of the peace accord. So who do we believe now, Beritam? You went ahead to say the good people of Rivers State are watching with close interest, and the governor, Fubara, should not be 10 times careful with those politicians. You will enjoy the benefits of tough decisions soon. Maybe Mr. President is talking to the Senate and the House of Representative members, because I don't believe that statement. Beritam, thank you. Wachuku Kennedy Chinedu says, voice of Imbise. Okay, let's see. From Okukwa Umuhu Okwato, he says, good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. Tomorrow being the judgment day is going to be tough anyway. Let us pray and hope that what happened in Imo in 2019 does not replicate itself in Rivers, because the way it now seems that Fubara's shot himself on the foot. Mr. Lukman says, it seems like Supreme Court is now actual process. The elections usually would go to courts when people are aggrieved, and that's how it's done. That's the process as enshrined in our constitution. Well, let's keep those messages pouring in on WhatsApp. This one says, President Tinubu asking for more time is what I don't understand. Before one contest election, it is expected that he or she would have figured out how to fix the country instead of applying trial and error methods to run this great nation. And then you said President Tinubu should not provoke also. Confidence, Amagbo Port Harcourt. Okay, let's see. This was his man of the people. The caller before Daniel has really explained how this whole issue works. He clearly stated that the government knew that the matter was still going on, but just that they were not too smart. I suggest you bring that man to the studio to educate the okay. You say you always like objective analysis. Thank you, but you didn't have to insult other people. God and Asian, thank you very much. Let's say this one. It says, we are tired of promises. We want to see works. All right, if you say so. This one says, good day, my brother. Whatever happens tomorrow in Rivers State, I will not be shocked, because the former governor once said he will start. Once said, I don't get that part of the message, but something like, even court will not save you. Thank you. Manuel from Iwofe. Manuel, thank you very much. This one says, tomorrow's judgment day. Okay, tomorrow's judgment is of God. Anything can happen. Mr. President, please continue to promise us confidence in Lebadim from Ozuzu Eche. So some of you know Marcus Ijoma, right? Usually he comes in and he helps us with analysis, and he gives his thoughts and he gives his opinion on issues bedeviling River State. I asked him a question concerning, the commissioner's statement about being ambushed, and this is what he had to say.
The statement credited to the River State Commissioner for Information is rather unfortunate, because one would expect that the Commissioner of Justice and the Attorney General should be abreast of every litigation concerning River State. And I'm sure there are lawyers on the payroll of River State who are supposed to be abreast of every sermon and every detail of every legal proceeding in any court around the world concerning River State. So using the word ambush is rather embarrassing and very unfortunate. The state is being embarrassed daily with this judgment and counter judgments that we are receiving, including the ambush judgment. It's unfortunate that the judiciary is caught in this web created by politicians, but we'll see how all of this plays out.
All right. Yesterday was his birthday, by the way. So happy belated birthday, Marcus Ijoma, as a media consultant and a socio-political analyst. All right. Let's go back to WhatsApp messages and let's see. This one says, if Toyinko wins tomorrow, it's never a win-win situation, because he can only win by being crowned by, you said manipulation. That was a big allegation, so I can't read that part. You said manipulation. And you said it actually seems to me that that is the last card the ex-governor would want to play. Give Tony Cole his version of the agenda to sign and crown him governor, thereby continuing his grip on Rivers politics. Okay, postulations there. Ambassador Faithful from Imboba says, man of the people, it's clear that President Tinubu and his team don't really know what to do, or they are confused on how to handle the problem of Nigeria. It is 8 months now, and we're still hearing that we should still be expectant for a better day. Yet the situation of Nigeria is growing from bad to worse. All right, Ambassador Faithful, thank you. Jimbo Baraye Caribon Nelson said many political watchers believe that tomorrow, the D-Day in River State, Fubara will win to the glory of God. Like I said, we're not preempting the courts. We're just trying to see the various implications from the possibilities that might emerge from tomorrow's judgment. Well, anyways, thank you very much, Jimbo Baraye. That's the much I can read. This one says, after Supreme Court judgment tomorrow, the political gambling will take a new shape in River State. Fidelis Elemuwa Chikojoeche. I do agree. This one says, I am Chris. What if the Supreme Court rules in and sue for a session that would call to rule in River State? Not possibility. Very, very, very possible. It says, River's good election tomorrow. I'm getting a contract tomorrow. Some tangle. He's going to never making peace beyond River State. And I say, Amen. Newton Ikira, thank you very much for that one. But let's quickly go back to the phone lines, take some few more calls and read some few more messages and culminate this segment. At the top of the hour, bring you the business news, and after that, Canvas on air. And we have a very interesting conversation on Canvas today. Remember, I told you today is the International Day for Education, and we will be looking at that. There's so many things to talk about, so you want to stay tuned. But for now, the phone number, the smart number is 070-0923-0923. Once again, 070-0923-0923. Let's get your take on this, and let's get your thoughts. Victoria says, whoever wins tomorrow judgment is not it's not in favor of the FCT minister. Whoever wins tomorrow judgment is not in favor. I'm wondering what you mean by that, but thank you nonetheless for sending in that message. 070-0923-0923 is the call number. Let's hear what you've got to say. On Facebook, Eme Indi Chidoze says, if Tony Cole wins tomorrow, it's never a win-win situation because he can only win by, I think I've read that message on WhatsApp, so I think I should skip. Do I have more messages? Let's see now. I read some of these messages on WhatsApp, so I'm just going to go back to the phone lines. Let's see, do we have calls now? Let's take this one. Hello, what's your name? And where are you calling in?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
I can hear you loud and clear. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Good afternoon. This is Comrade Clinton calling from Bori.
All right. You sound excited, Comrade Clinton.
Yeah, the statement of the commissioner for me is very correct and very unfortunate at the same time.
Okay.
The truth of the matter is that when someone withdraws his case from the court, what the court does is to strike at the matter and not give judgment. But what we saw yesterday was the court giving a detailed judgment on a matter that they withdrawn.
I think we're making a mistake here, because the person who withdrew was not the petitioner, was not the claimant, was a defendant. So you can't withdraw in a case that you are being accused. What you do is you defend yourself, and withdrawing means you're saying, I don't want to defend myself. I stand with whatever the court says.
Well, we will wait for tomorrow's judgment to see what the court of the highest court of the law will do tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll pray that the judgment will fair to River people, and from there the government can start to concentrate on governance of River State. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. It looks like a lot of the calls are going to the other numbers. I would rather you call this particular number 070-0923-0923. That's the call number for now. It can take as many as 3-4 calls at a time. That's why it's a smart number, and it will be lovely if you can go there, so that you would have to first speak with the call screener, and they'll patch you to me. Eric Chukudima says, what if the Supreme Court says that non-resignation of SIM from the civil service was an internal matter of the party? Eric Chooks, we're not discussing what the Supreme Court will say. We're just looking at the various consequences of possible judgments that can emanate from that Supreme Court, and that's so. What if they say? What if they don't say? I don't know. This one says, my worry is if the Supreme Court nullifies the election, calls for fresh election. Otherwise, whether Sim or Tonye wins tomorrow, I'm not bothered, because Wike will still be put to shame. Prince. So yours now is just politically motivated, I guess. Okay, so keep those calls coming in. 070923, or is that number no longer working? I'm wondering, because a lot of you are still calling the GSM lines. Let's use the smart number 07009230923. Again, 07009230923. While I'm waiting for you to get that number registered, I'm tempted to take a number from a call from the GSM numbers. Hello, what's your name?
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Batuo.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. What's your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Comrade Ironbraid, Chairman Young Elders Council.
All right, Comrade Ironbraid, welcome. Welcome quickly, please.
Yes, the issue of the Supreme Court judgment, well, for me, it's a good one, but it's just a win-win situation. It go either way. It's not going the way of the FCC, because I don't think...
No, but that's what they meant by win-win situation for River State. The people who are arguing, yes, they are saying for River State.
Yes, because yes, even if it is 20 or the Nana Joseph over the state governor of River State, it's a good one to River State. I'm not the FCC minister, because I don't think 20 will be going to lawyer for him. He is going to be lawyer to 20, because it will be a very remarkable situation if that the judgment is going to go either way. So that is my take.
All right.
Thank you, and God bless.
All right, thank you very much. Let's take another one there. Hello. Oh my, I missed that one. Please do call back. I'm still waiting for you to use the appropriate channels to call in 07009230923. What are your thoughts? But pending when the calls come in from that channel, I just take this one now. Hello, what's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
My name is Robin Majari Farmer, and I'm calling from Eche.
Okay.
Firstly, that's what that channel is talking about. I've called that line more than 25 times. Nobody's picking it up.
Okay, because we're having other calls. That's why we didn't take your number or your call rather, because other calls were on.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
First to the point, the reaction by the River State Commissioner, Mr. Joe Johnson, it's like he was out of town. The governor, His Excellency Governor Sim Fubara, told River State and the world at large, there's no price too big for him to pay to achieve peace. I think I've answered him there. There's nothing like ambush. Then on the speech, the promise made by His Excellency President Bola Tinubu, who has jetted out of the country. Canada, are you aware that even the Dangote refinery, they are telling us they will soon begin dispensing petrol? Not among them. That kind of bad diesel and Jet A1. Are you aware?
I mentioned it. Like they say, they will start with those products, and by February they will start with petrol. They will add petrol and kerosene.
Good. Why are they good, Canada? Or hold it there. Why are they going to start with those products? You're a common Nigerian like me. What is my business with diesel? What is my business with Jet A1?
So I think I had wait now, we're having a conversation. I had a guess. I don't know if you listened. Was it sometime last week? I think it was Dr. I'm trying to remember his name now. And he said the reason why they're starting with diesel and Jet A1 fuel is because diesel is very what's it called now? It is what is majorly used by manufacturers. Is what is majorly used by truck drivers who transport, food items or even petroleum products. And if the cost of diesel reduces, it means that the cost of a lot of products in the marketplace will reduce as well. The second reason for bringing Jet A1 fuel first is because of air transportation as well, which will reduce a lot of the things that are being also distributed via air cargo. So, I mean, now you're laughing. I've explained to you.
Thank you very much for the long explanation. Making my matter better. Can you tell me any refinery or any country in the world where the refinery is producing and what they produce is Jet A1 and diesel without petrol? Mention the country.
Dangote's refinery will eventually produce petrol. It's a new refinery. It's just started production, so let's give it time. I don't know why all the hula baloo. Let's give it time, and everything is going to be all right, I believe. Hopefully.
Canada, that is your position. You are not wishing me to take my own position. My position is that.
Okay.
Yes, that is your position.
All
I
right.
want me to take my position.
All right.
And my position is that some people do not think about the welfare of the poor Nigerians who mostly use petrol to move from point A to point B. Tell me the motor park in Nigeria that use it is there to run those buses, or the taxis we have, or the keke bus or the keke bus. Tell me.
All right, I've got to go.